34 laps complete in the Subway 400. Jamie McMurray, Casey Kane, Jeff Gordon, Jeremy Mayfield, and Ryan Newman. Subway 400 and Greg Biffle's number 16. Subway, eat fresh. By Nextel, coast-to-coast walkie-talkies in under a second. Nascar and Nextel, partners in speed. By Napa Auto Parts. Napa, gets the good stuff. And by Ford, the official truck of NASCAR. First caution of the day comes at 39 laps. Ken Schrader, the Schwann's Food Service Dodge, hitting the wall in turn 2.
Did he get a little nerf over there, Larry? And there he is right there. That's Kenny Schrader in the 49 car. I'm sorry I missed him there.
I'm not so sure he didn't get a little nerf from that 30 car.
Jeannie?
What this race is for Rusty. He has not won in 99 starts, and he put a tremendous amount of effort into this particular event. That's in part because he had run so incredibly well here last spring, trying desperately to break out of a long losing streak. And then,
Well, Dick, pole sitter Jamie McMurray has pit stall number 1. It's way down between turns 1 and 2. When he left pit road, he said to his crew chief, Donnie Wingo, never pitch this pit again. I hate it. I can't see it when I come down onto the pit stall. Jeannie Zelasco.
We follow the bouncing tire back to the 19 pit of Jeremy Mayfield. Yikes. The penalty meant they had to come back in, but it actually turned out to be a good thing. They decided to work on the car. The water temperature gauge is broken. The oil temperature running high. They brought the car in, they cooled it off, and Jeremy says he's running a lot better now.
The hometown hero, Kyle Petty from nearby Randleman, crashes and tries to bring that car around to pit road.
caution is out.
Yeah, a hard swipe of the wall, so at lap 52, we're under the second caution.
You know, just going back to all these problems on pit road, I think you've got two reasons, Darrell. One, it was an early caution. You had 39 cars on pit road at one time. Plus, we've talked about it. This pit road continues through turn 1 and 2, and it's blind. I think it's what Jamie McMurray's talking about. He can't find his pits going through that curve.
Yeah, and when you pull out, you have to pull out headed straight out into traffic because you're in the turn. And, yeah, it's a terrible place to pit. You'd be better off to pit way back here somewhere on the straight part of the pit road.
And as you say it, here they all come.
And how many laps did we run since we were just in?
Oh, we used those tires up in 12 laps.
12 laps. Now, I want to ask you something. Would it make a lot of sense to have a tire rule like they have in the Busch Series so you don't do this?
I never have any of those crew chiefs in the Busch Series.
Jeannie? We're under caution. At lap 52, the 45 of Kyle Petty.
I have to look at that from another angle.
Did he get together with Johnny Sauter?
Yeah, they definitely got together, but I'm not sure. Sometimes those cars will get together like that. It'll hit your left front wheel, and it'll just take the car right out. You just lose control of the car.
From our hood pin cam on board Johnny Sauter.
Yeah. He just came off of turn 2 over there. You don't have enough room to really come off underneath somebody. He got into the side of him and bounced it into the wall.
I love it when we put these cool new cameras in just the right places. Sorry about that. Second caution of the day for Kyle Petty. 10 new cars and trucks in 20 months, an American revolution. By Mach 3 Turbo from Gillette, the world's best shave. By Quaker State, the power to reduce friction. And by Subway, proud sponsor of the Subway 400 and Greg Biffle's car. Subway, eat fresh.
Jeff Gordon said he had had enough in that 24 car. He could not even think about putting the throttle down. So, Jeannie, he finally comes to pit road for full time.
Yeah.
He's going to work on Matt Kenseth's car.
Here comes Kevin Harvick in the 29. We got Kenny Schrader, who is fifth pit road.
And so is the 48 car. He's hit something.
And the caution is out. The
48 car looks to me like 48 car got into the back of the 49.
Well, I think, Darrell, he couldn't get stopped quick enough. He couldn't get stopped quick enough and had to spin the car to keep from hitting Kenny Schrader.
Jimmy Johnson was so fast on new tires, running against cars with worn tires.
Now, here, a big break for Dale Jarrett, Ryan Newman, Casey Kane, Rusty Wallace, Sterling Martin. Those guys had not made their green flag stops yet. They have a bunch of cars. We're only short about 16 cars on the lead lap right now.
This is a bad break for Michael because he just came on pit road and so did Gordon, so they're in big trouble.
Michael took off, took a piece of equipment with him, the wedge adjusting wrench. sits right there in the left rear, and that will be a penalty stop.
Field's frozen. We put it past the start-finish line as soon as the caution comes out, and we were rolling. Step 4.
Now they are questioning where they will line up based on when the caution came out.
Yeah, because if the field is frozen, so if Michael was ahead of Dale Jarrett as he left pit road, then he won't lose a lap.
See what happened to Jimmy Johnson and Ken Schrader in the 49.
He did get into the back of
him, yeah.
And Kenny Schrader looked like was maybe trying to slow down, maybe to get to pit road.
Schrader's up a little high right there. Yeah, see, Schrader should have been down lower on the racetrack, and that's a hard leg for Jimmy Johnson.
The Lowe's Chevrolet looks done for the day. Jimmy's okay. And Kenseth having to deal with a good bit of lap traffic now. Closing in on pit stops once again. 193 laps complete in the Subway 400. The fourth caution of the day at the North Carolina Speedway. Larry Foyt, just after a pit stop, slid up and into the wall in turn number 1. That puts us under caution. Let's show you some caution flag pit stops from among the 17 cars on the lead lap, starting with Kenseth and Rusty Wallace.
Pretty much are all 4 tire stops. Remember, these guys were only about 10 or 15 laps away from coming to pit road anyhow. 4 tires, full of fuel, and adjustments.
And we just got halfway in the race, guys.
Jarrett McMurray is in. You watch Kurt Busch and Sterling Marlin go by. Dale Jarrett, Ryan Newman, Casey Kane, Scott Wimmer.
You need DW, that pit stall that Jamie McMurray has as far as leaving is great. He only has to move a short distance to beat the competitors out. It's coming in the problem, finding your pit.
I think Jamie's got the best car. He got held up there a little bit with Robbie Gordon and some of the lap traffic, but he's looking mighty fast. Whoa, smoke out of Jarrett. He just flew. A little puff of smoke. I just saw it blow up.
Something just happened.
Sure did.
We're coming in.
There's
the motor tracks.
Tough break for the defending champion of this race as he coasts across the start line.
Now the motor's running. It's either the transmission or the rear end. Pull off on the end of the wall down here.
It sounds like the motor's running DW, but he has no acceleration, no power to the rear wheels for whatever reason.
I saw a puff of smoke, and it could have come out from under the car, but it looked like it came out the tailpipes to me.
Well, it looked like to me it's coming out of the right side tailpipes right there.
I think on further review, that, yeah.
Jeff?
Guys, right now we're listening to Dale Jarrett talk about his problems. He says the engine's running, but he thinks he has a problem with either the transmission or the gear and what it could be going on. Again, we're just speculating here, but if something hasn't happened internally, it could have happened somewhere maybe in this area right here with the main drive. A lot of times you may have a tendency to have a problem where this thing will break. As you can see, it connects into the back of the engine, and this exactly is what drives the entire drivetrain all the way back to the rear gear.
Yeah, but Jeff, if you could see what we see, that doesn't usually make you smoke out your tailpipes.
And NASCAR must have saw some as well because the caution is out.
Fifth caution of the day comes at lap 213. That is not a piece from Rusty's car. It only looks like it.
I don't think Rusty wanted a caution right now.
That obviously rolled out of the grandstand.
All right, so who gets the lap back? Jeff Gordon.
Jeff Gordon gets it back.
Jeff Gordon will get the pardon from the tower. Pardon me, coming through.
Roy, I'm coming through, boys.
Now, even though he gets the free pass, he cannot pit with the lead lap cars. He still has to wait for the second time through.
I just saw this smoke come out of Jarrett's car, and it's off the right side, and it's smoking out the tailpipes. I got to think that the engine might be running, but I think it's hurt.
And you know, Darrell, when I walked through the garage area this morning, it may not be related as we see all the leaders come to pit road.
Hey, Chris, we just heard Casey Kane talking to his crew chief, Tommy Baldwin. He said the track is getting tighter. Big track. Big track.
Car upside down on the back straightaway.
Carl Long has crashed hard and collected Bobby Lonnie in the process.
Carl's car just took a wild tumble. Joe Nemechek.
Oh, he's okay.
Yeah, Nemechek, Nemechek was up in that too somehow.
Sixth caution at lap 263, and there is Carl Long. He is okay. The Al Smith Dodge is a mess.
I'll tell you what, it's been a long time since the last time I saw a car tumble down the back straightaway like that was Bobby Allison in the Mercury of Roger Penske's in about 1976, I think it was here. Bobby took a wild ride down the back straightaway, very similar to that.
It's something you just don't see. Not here.
He climbed up that, what happened is he climbed up that wall and he got the thing up on that wall. It just started turned over, started tumbling.
You know, Paul Wolf in qualifying the other day in the Busch Series climbed that wall. He just about turned over, but did not.
See if we can figure out what happened here, guys. Get a look at this. There's Bobby Labonte.
The blue car in front, 46.
46.
Somebody hits.
Oh, he just gets hooked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Brendan Gaughan got into the back of Joe Nemechek in the 01. Brendan Gaughan in the 77.
And Carl Long goes for the wild ride.
And that's all on driver's side right there, sliding down the racetrack. Now she starts to tumble. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5.5, 6 times.
And almost landed on top of Bobby Labonte. Jeannie?
When you get to pit road, and you cannot pass each other on pit road. Single file.
Making the man the tires on me.
Heard Matt Kenseth, our leader in the 17 car. Need some tires on me, boys.
Rookie Scott Riggs coming in with a Valvoline Chevy.
This lap, guys. This lap. Let's go. Put tires on.
Still only 3 of the lead lap cars have been in so far.
But I believe Matt Kenseth will come in this time.
First Q 4800.
Warren Burton is pitting.
You heard him give his RPM. That's how he gauges his pit road speed.
And here comes Kenseth.
And this is 71 laps.
And the 9's coming with him. They're coming together. That's a smart move.
And Jamie McMurray in the 42 car, he can't be far behind. He'll give up way too much ground.
I think Michael may have run it. No, he's gotten down on the apron like he ran out of fuel.
But he just had been to pit road. Matt, I believe there's a problem.
Robbie Reiser waited until the 15 car. Michael Waltrip did it, so Matt Kenseth, there's a crash.
Robbie Gordon has crashed in the back straightaway, and somebody's going to get caught out.
But big break for Jamie McMurray, who has not been to pit road yet. Big break for him.
Well,
then a tough break for Kenseth and Kane.
Well, it could be. The field is frozen. When the caution comes out, it's frozen, so we've got to figure out where everybody is.
I'll tell you what trouble they're probably going to be at the tail end of the lead lap there when it's all over with.
Kurt Busch was going to pit. They waved him through, and Robbie Gordon's singular Chevy's used up.
The 43 car and he must have gotten together somewhere.
Jeff Green.
You're straight. You're okay.
Jeff Green had just pitted and come back out on track with fresh tires. So this is the 7th caution of the day at lap 351.
Big break for Rusty Wallace, Sterling Marlin, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ryan Newman, Kurt Busch. Those guys had not been to pit road either.
How many times have we said it here, Darrell? This changes everything.
It definitely does, and it changes it for the better for that 42 car.
Not for the better Scott Riggs. His Chevy's being pushed to the garage. And Michael Waltrip is maybe coasting to a stop here. Let's see, though, what happened to bring out this caution.
Oh, Robbie gets loose off of turn 2. And look. He's up on his side and almost goes over.
That's on the exit of DW's hot spot.
That's it. Well, it's that transition there. There's a little hump there that just kind of throws the car sideways. 2 cars in one day here getting up on the side like that is very unusual. Look at that. If he had had a car under him like Carl Long did, he'd have rolled too. It's like Days of Thunder.
I wonder what happened to Robbie's car that he lost control and slid up into Jeff Green.
Well, it looked like he just got snapped loose coming up out of 2 down there and caused him to get, lose control.
It's called out there on 70 lap tires.
Old tires worn out trying to make it to, till you get in your window.